just in stream at the top when we're done. Top right. Okay.
I'm sure glad I'm not driving my Volkswagen diesel anymore. All right, it's 8 o'clock. It's 8 o'clock. Let's call this meeting to order. Take roll call this morning. I'm President Kevin Campbell is here. Vice President Kevin McGuire.
Here.
Secretary Amy Streeter.
Here.
Jenny Fowler.
Here.
Mayor John Eargang. Here. Treasurer Brad Marcy.
Here.
And EDC Director Amy Lunsford is here. And okay. All right. First thing on the agenda is the approval of the July minutes. Any questions, concerns, notes, disagreements, otherwise?
Now I'd make a motion to approve.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Hearing none, motion carries. Before we move into Brad's discussion, Dusty's got a busy day, so he'd like to go first. So I know we've had you here before. We know we got the tax abatement with all the great things going on at Mid-Miser. Update us, kind of let us know where we stand, and we'll get this process moving so you can get the equipment bought and go from there.
Yeah, so here we have started with, sorry. There you go. Thank you. Test. Okay. We have actually some machinery coming in the next month or two. Actually, some of it's today. We have hired roughly 45 individuals so far. So that's moving forward. Phase 2 is on a little bit of a delay with construction, but that will be coming as well, probably next year. So everything is moving forward as planned, and things are going well.
Will all your anticipated new equipment be bought this year?
It will not. Some of it will be next year as well.
Okay.
It's kind of what that was kind of the plan originally, to get some of it in and then slowly build it up.
Okay. Any other questions, concerns, comments for Dusty? What's the total you think you'll end up hiring?
I believe we have an extra. It changes a lot with different things coming up, but I would say at least another 5 to 10 sooner than later. But we're kind of playing that by ear. So it's the sales are going to continue to grow as time goes on.
Right.
So that's where that extra is going to be coming in, slowly but surely.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Have we done estimates? And I think that was one of the things that we
It's in
talked
the-
Yeah, I
about.
think
Okay.
you should have
Sorry.
them in
Packet.
here.
Yeah.
And
I
then,
think we already,
50 across the board 5-year.
Yeah,
So that,
and
So Dusty, just for, because I'm the secretary, just for note-taking purposes, can you make sure I got some information correct? So it's my understanding that you're going to purchase equipment totaling approximately $5 million over the next couple of years?
Yep.
And that you're going to add approximately 73 new jobs? And that you're going to expand your current location at an approximate cost of $2.3 million?
That's correct. Yeah.
I just have a question, and this is probably more of a mechanics question on the abatement. But are we going to roll in the equipment as he adds it, and
I
then
don't know if you'll be,
start, as he's rolling it on,
I think through
I mean,
20,
it might be
through 26, I think, yes, I don't think that'll be a problem, but I think we go trying to add on
Oh, no, I was
something to
just-
this in 27 might be an issue, and we might have to sit down and have a conversation about
Yeah.
how much of that 5 million do you think is going to be bought this year?
It will be around, I'm trying to think at the top of my head, 2 million-ish.
Okay, so most of it will probably carry in next year.
I thought we had an issue with this before, and it was a matter of whether the county could actually do that or not.
What?
I think that's,
Kinda
if it
that
carries
roll-
over
Yeah, that
through the
rolling
year. That
wave.
that's the problem. So we might have, I mean, we might have to do another one for the other half.
Yeah.
Easy math for me.
You know, well, that would
In
probably,
January.
that'd be the cleanest way to do it. I didn't,
Yeah, because I don't think trying to do it over 2 years and go, oh, well, then you got half the equipment on that they bought in the
Brad,
next year in different tax years and
okay, well, I was going to say Brad's the math guy, but he corrects me frequently and said, well, I'm a numbers guy, but not necessarily a math guy, but do you have any thought on that? You know, I think let's not worry about it. Let's address them as they happen.
I think it's just a logistical thing, right?
And again, I need to go refreshing, it's been a while since we've done an abatement, but I always thought that at least on the real property side, that, kind of whatever you invested when, it's just hit in that
Correct.
year. And as
Yeah.
long as it didn't exceed the threshold.
Yeah.
So if we're concerned about, hey, listen, he's going to not get the benefit of some of that because he's only going to get 4 years of it, I would argue, can we just add another year to this? Let's make it a 6-year abatement. And that would capture what he does for next year. And that way we don't have to go through this process again. Unless that's not how it works.
I guess
I don't think
the reason I would go the other route
would
and maybe just address it again as it happens is in the event stuff happens, and maybe next year, it doesn't happen the way it's planned, and so rather than extend it, I would rather just address it again separately.
I don't believe there would be an issue that would cause us not to support this, knowing it was coming.
Right.
Yeah, I think it's just we need to figure out technically what the
And I-
best
I think
approach
it's
is.
some of it'll have to do is when that equipment gets put in service, whether it's on that abatement or not, and I don't really want to screw that up.
Yeah, and I mean, I think some of it's like just how they report it, right? I mean, don't they have to report?
Yeah, but they'll claim all that.
Mm-hmm.
I think from an accounting standpoint, they're going to have to do it. We'll end up having to do 2 separate ones.
Okay.
Hey, it doesn't cost us anything extra to do it, and I think it'll be a lot cleaner.
Then the other thing is, I see the personal property. Is there a real property as well that we're considering?
There will be a real property, but we had to back all that off.
Okay.
For at least you said about a year.
It could be sooner than that, but most of it won't be done until next year.
To abate that now, and
Okay.
we'll just come back.
That'll benefit him more if we wait.
We already approved this, right?
We didn't technically approve it.
Oh,
But I
okay. So
think we were all in favor of it. Now, you're looking at and Amy can help me with this. When we've done these in the past, they were a 35% abatement for a 5-year period.
We've done, the last one that they had was a 35% 5-year. We did do one in 24 at the state standard.
This one's a little higher because it's in a TIF district now. And apparently that affects how it gets taxed.
It's a good split because we're still gonna retain some of that TIF money back to be able to reinvest. And then he also has a predictable 50% across the board.
It's part of the reason why that increase is in there.
So back to your question, it looks like it kind of rolls off. I'm assuming that's based on the investment. But if the investment's a little bit later, it would just mean that these numbers in the back end would be higher, right? The
I think that would
the
be
estimates,
depreciation,
yeah.
but I don't think
the
it-
estimates that
I
the,
don't think he gets the tax break on all of his equipment. It's just the equipment that's purchased
Yeah.
this year.
Hmm.
And I think that's where the issue comes in. So like,
yeah, we need to do this again next year.
for the extra 3 million that gets bought next year.
Yeah.
And if he decides to do it, I mean, I'll speak out of turn. It never bothers me any other time. And if he wants to invest $3 million in equipment and expand the business every year, then we'll have that discussion too.
Yeah.
Nobody will be happier than he is, but
Yeah, I don't, Amy, did you?
No, I just want to make another clarifying question, if that's all right. So if he purchased all $5 million of equipment in year one, they would still be paying tax at $103,960
over that 5-year
over
period.
that 5-year period of time.
Yeah.
Yep. Thank you.
And from a motion perspective, like city council has to final approve it, right? So are we,
We have to make a formal approval, so I need a motion to approve the abatement as presented, and then a second and approval here, and then we have to go present it to
It'll have to be presented to
City
council. And at
their
our
next
September meeting.
Yeah,
which-
so if they can,
Yeah.
we can get this done before stuff starts coming in.
yeah, and that's why I didn't know if we're just making the recommendation to send it to, or go ahead
Yeah,
and
I
send
think
it, or
we
is
need
it an
a-
approval?
I need a motion to recommend this abatement to city council for Medmiser for approval.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Anyone opposed? Hearing none? Congratulations. Good luck.
Thank you. Thank you.
Just real quick too, are there SB1s or something that they need to fill out? Have they already done that?
So that's ready to go so that
I just want to make sure that they get credit for the 45 people.
sign it off and be done.
Okay. Okay, so as long as they're.
Okay. Sounds good.
Thank
Hey,
you.
Amy, I don't know how it's possible to do with like the SB1s or whatever form, but I do want to make sure that they get credit for, the hires that they have made as part of this project, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're gonna do it as the hires for this year. so.
Okay, perfect.
I have the data on that. I don't know, like the number we started and the number we added, if you need that.
I think on the SB1 it asks for that, your predicted and what you, yeah.
Thank you.
Awesome. Good to see companies expanding. All right, with that financial review, Brad.
All right. Good morning, everybody. So for expenses for the last month, we had 20,618, total revenue of 50,677. One thing of note, last meeting you asked when we make our Margaret Mary payment, and that's around the September mark.
Oh,
And payroll, yet again, is a little high this time because there were 3 pay periods in that last month. So,
Is this, sorry, is this our third payment to Margaret Mary? Do you know off the top of your head? It is, isn't it?
Yes.
this will,
Your last payment's in 2028.
yeah, this will be our third. Yeah, so we have to pay this year, we have to pay in 27, and we have to pay in 28. And then we're done. We've met our obligation. Any questions?
And remind me the length of that sidewalk bond.
20-some
It's
years.
on there. It's
Yeah.
2056.
Yeah.
So 30 more.
Yeah, I tried to add little notes in here for you guys.
Okay, thank
Yeah,
you.
that was on our last one.
If I'm still around, can we have a?
If you're still around, we're celebrating. On this board, if you're still
I mean,
around.
breathing, not
I'm-
necessarily.
Oh,
There's a good chance I
was
won't
gonna
be
say-
breathing in 30
I
years.
just meant, if you're
I was
still
gonna
on
say,
this
if
board,
I'm
then.
still around, pacemaker technology really improved.
Not that you won't be around living, but if you're still on this board, I'm celebrating,
Okay, yeah.
no matter where I am.
Any questions, concerns?
No, I don't have any questions.
2026 strategic plan check-in comments? No, there's,
Not a whole lot has happened in the last month. It's been a lot of me learning and talking and meeting and trying to figure out next steps on different things. I think there was one thing we did in there. I am starting to prepare for my BR&Es. So I'm trying to get into all of those companies before IEDC comes in to do those so that I at least have a good face and know exactly what they're kind of looking for. So I know what partners to bring to the table to help with that business retention. So that's really the only major strategic plan move that happened this month.
I probably stepping out of bounds, maybe not. I had a meeting at the post office with Nate Minks the other day, and we talked at the length you talk at the post office about his building and some opportunities there. So that's under our downtown redevelopment portion. And then I attended Brad and Blaine and I attended a meeting in Indianapolis a week ago, Thursday, and much of it was focused on housing. It was mostly focused on getting money for developers, basically. I don't know that I agreed with some of it. And I will have a follow-up meeting with the vendor that sponsored it. They've already reached out to me, so we can talk about housing and things that they've been involved with and so forth. Right now, I think our biggest issues with housing are some of our possibly some of our code. We had a planning and zoning meeting a couple weeks ago where Luke Pearson is doing another phase where he built the houses out behind Kroger is that North Side? I think it's North Side Drive. He's got a second phase going in there. And, for the life of me, I don't know why we approved it in our development plan, but we had set a minimum size limit of 1,600 or 1,500 square feet. He did ask for a variance, so to speak, because he wants that the houses that he had already built there are anywhere from 1,092. Most of them are 12, 13, 1,400. And he would like the opportunity to build a house that he can sell for $250,000. And he needs to be in that square footage area. And from my perspective, I think that's perfectly fine. Actually, at the meeting I was at in Indianapolis, I talked to several other mayors who were there, and I asked them about their minimum square footage requirements, and some had none. And I don't see anything wrong with that. Of course, the people who see things wrong with that are typically the neighbors, but most of them are much smaller, 900. Before we redid the development plan in 2022, our minimum square footage requirement for a first floor was 960 square feet. I tried to remind some of my planning and zoning people that the little houses right over here on Depot, if you think about it, those were workforce housing. They were less than 700 square feet. So historically, we're not breaking any. We're not changing history if we, allow for a smaller structure.
John, can I ask if a subdivision has covenants or whatever, what trumps what? I guess.
I think if a subdivision has covenants that says you have to have 1,800 square feet on the ground floor or whatever, those covenants, Amy, kind of put your attorney hat. I think the subdivision would be approved subject to those covenants.
Yes, that's my
So
opinion.
that's where I think it's kind of a non-issue, like if
Well,
the whole I don't know, in my
but
mind.
right. I mean, if you have somebody who wants to put a subdivision in and they want to do that, then by all means have a neighborhood association and have covenants. And that's another issue we have in my mind is all the retention ponds and detention ponds. My personal opinion is there should be a homeowners association taking care of that. But we have a lot of homeowners associations that do not. And then ultimately the city is saddled with maintenance of those detention or retention ponds. Again, I had a conversation with the mayor of Angola, and he mentioned a situation they had with that. The thing got filled in, silted in, it costs the city $90,000 to clean it up. And that's something that I think we need to address when we look at that. I know one of the developers made a comment at the meeting, well, typically, that goes to the property owner who buys it. I doubt very seriously whether the property owner realizes they are buying that liability. So that's just another thing that I think we need to address. And because of House Bill 1001, we are going to have a public meeting to look over our development codes and so forth. The code requires us to have that. I think we're going to have that meeting in September. I know John Coons, Mike Wells, and I have already been talking about that. There are some things that probably need to be addressed. So, yeah, to your point, yeah, I think if there's a subdivision covenant, say you got to have 1,800 square feet ground floor minimum or fit 1,200 or whatever it is, I think those would trump the rule. But generally, if you're just building a neighborhood, no association, and I think we need that type of housing.
What if the covenant is the other way around?
What's that?
So that assumes the
I
covenant
think if the
is
covenant was the other way
greater.
around, then it wouldn't work because our code says,
I see.
but
It's got to be a minimum.
yeah, that's just my, like I say, when I talk to my doctors a lot, or my wife tells me to interpret my medical reports, I say I can give you my untrained medical opinion, and now I'm giving you an untrained legal opinion. So anyway, so we are continuing to kind of address that. It'll be
I think this came up before, right? We talked about this before a little bit. It's that this same thing came out, 1 or 2 meetings ago? We talked about that.
I
Or you talked about.
I don't remember it coming up. Again, when the developer had built those houses on North Side, they were subject to our old code, and then when we revised it in 2022, it changed. So now he has to.
Maybe it was relative to a different development. What about the one over there by the school?
I don't think that's.
I heard this somewhere before. Oh. Something about the code came up because, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And I guess as Forrest Gump says, that's all I have to say about that.
Can I ask about the university? Has there been any movement at all?
Actually, there has been. They did come back to us. Marion did come back to us and said they would do a pro forma instead of going for a feasibility or for another.
Number 2, feasibility?
Right.
So they are. It's kind of balls in their court right now.
I actually was thinking about this since the last meeting, like within the last week, and I'm like, what the heck are they doing another feasibility for? Oh, maybe
Well,
that's
the
where we're going.
understanding was they would probably have to, the understanding was they'd probably have to do another one. And I think that's where we were like, okay, well, the city will fit the bill for the first one.
Yeah, no, I got
My end
that.
needs to
Yeah.
hurry up and
I
from
was just
everybody
like-
else to do.
Right. And when they came back, we sat in a meeting and we figured that was the first thing that was going to come up. Okay, we need to do
Yeah.
our phase 2. And it didn't. It came up that, hey, we got enough information out of this first one that we can start really digging in and research it on our end to see what's going to happen. So they're going to get back to us with a pro forma and kind of give us a little bit more feedback on how it's going to affect them and how to move
And
forward.
so their intention is to actually move forward on the pro forma, right?
Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
they're-
I've already started that process.
Okay, so that's good. That's a decision-making step, so.
And does that have to happen? Like, do we know what they're kind of asking of the city, or is our, I don't know
think-
about concern, like we would probably lose property taxes on, that, because I assume they're a nonprofit and it would change.
We don't really know what they're asking until they complete this.
Okay.
Do you think they're a nonprofit?
Mary?
Yeah.
They're a
Okay.
nonprofit.
Yeah.
Okay. So, by the way, that property that they were looking at is no longer available, right? Didn't we say that last time?
I
It was rented?
I think the whole process is were you on the last
Yes,
call,
I
Amy?
was.
I think it's going to be a lot longer
Yep.
process before
that's
it
what I thought.
actually develops into if it develops into a regional type campus.
Yep.
And I'm fine with, start here and see how that works. And then if it's really working and you need to do something additional, then do something additional. I did talk to the mayor of Plymouth, and because Marion does have a campus there, I think it's Plymouth, isn't it?
I think so.
It was, and I don't know how you pronounce it, Ancilla, or it used to be Ancilla or Ancilla, I don't know how you pronounce it, college. It was another order. Marion assumed the operation, I think. And I just asked him how that worked. And he said, I'm not really that involved with it. They don't really ask us for a lot. I attend, some of their fundraising events and things like that. But I just think experience there might dictate how they move forward here, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I never thought that.
I think there's more. I think there's more to opening a regional campus than just finding the real estate and the instructors.
Yeah.
But
They attended the hospital open house
Correct.
as well. So, I think
Yeah.
there is some interest in the area, definitely.
yeah, I think it was a very positive meeting.
Agreed.
Okay. Melissa, anything?
No, I just wanted to share, in July, we had a Christmas and July campaign, in summary, where people go shopping and they get their passports out, so everybody knows they can. Last year, we had 171 passports turned in. This year, we had 320, and they're from all different places, Cincinnati, Indianapolis, Fulton, Guilford, Osgood, Rising Sun, Shelbyville, Westchester for sale. Obviously, Batesville was the number one. Last year in Batesville, we had 86 turned in, and this year we had 179 turned in from Batesville. But that was in equivalent of $45,100 that was in July, that those passports that were turned in. That's how we kind of do a return on investment, or, if the program's working. A lot of people like to do it, and I don't know, I think we did a lot more marketing for it this year. And
I was going to say that. I saw a lot of that. Yeah, and I was like, oh, I saw it several times, like more than once, and I was like, oh, really marketing
A
that.
lot of the stores seem to advertise it a lot.
Yeah, I saw it a lot. And did any of the stores mention the benefit? Did any of the stores mention to you guys what they thought about it?
they like it. It works for them. Not all of them, all of the stores. Again, I try to explain that this small businesses, that you have to market yourself also. We can't be your only marketing. And I think the ones that helped market it did very, very well. So
Good. That's good.
Awesome. Good deal. Anything else before we adjourn?
No? I'll make the motion to adjourn.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. No one opposed? Have a good weekend.